G'day, it's John Green. More bass, more beats. Today I wanted to talk about a particular topic that maybe it affects you, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's not even a topic for some people. It's procrastination. You know, and for me the number one reason for procrastinating is having a mess. It always distracts me from what I'm doing. Alright, what's this stuff? Got some effect pedals, stuff I'm selling on eBay, a book, what's that? Oh yeah, the box for my sound card, about 10 kilos of cables, plugs and leads, shifters, hosing, piping, whatever, a siphon, what's that doing there? Guitars, which you would expect to see, but then there's like a bicycle repair bag with all the tools in it. Laundry. It's clean, but I mean, I don't know what's doing in these boxes. Another one of the hats that I wear. I'm a hat person. I don't know what that means, but yes, I like hats. I leave them everywhere. Alright, it's something I want to sell on eBay. Look at that beautiful Tibetan bell. Linseed oil that I've been using on these shelves that I installed. I'm not worried about the mess on the shelves. What bothers me is this is the thing. So I've got this clear plastic cover that goes on my keyboard at night time so cat hair doesn't go on it. But look at all this other mess. You know, there's so much rubbish. I only blame myself. Well, there's no one else to blame, so you know it's the way it has to be. My little editing area, which is basically overrun with cables and tools and is that a tuner pedal? Yep. All right. So this, for me, is an issue. What it basically means is that I don't get as much work done because I'm constantly distracted by other things. There's always something else to do, something else to pack up, something to clean up, maybe something to put away or to take out. Yeah, I've got cables upon cables everywhere. More cables I don't know what to do with. Alright, I thought I could put that on a stand. Not going to work. Anyway, so what I'm saying, very simple. In order to have a clear vision of the work that you want to do, you need to have a clear workspace. I need to get rid of all this stuff. You know, like I don't even know if these work anymore. Yeah, I've got all this stuff that I don't even need anymore. I'm sure this is broken. But anyway, I have to test it. You know, and then it should go in the rubbish. There's phone cables, other cables, more cables I don't know what to do with. Let it be a yearly thing, like a spring cleaning, where you throw out cables you know you won't use. You know, old telephone cables or modem cables. You know, like I've got always a bit of pen and paper at hand. There's nothing wrong with that. That can sit aside for a second. And then everything else, I have to think about it. Alright, so there should be a place for everything, right? Pens should be in a particular place, like a pencil case. I don't know why I'm even going through this. You're smart enough to know what I'm talking about. A mouthpiece for a melodica. Okay. On my these so-called exercise thingies. I'm just going to stuff everything up here. Anyway, so while I'm doing this, I'll just talk for a sec. I find that having a messy workplace means that you can never really start something properly, and you can never finish anything properly, because there's always going to be something in the middle distracting you away from what you thought you were going to be doing. You know, like all these extra cables, C cable to USB, I don't even need it. I don't even have a phone that has a C cable. The only thing that has a C connection in this house is the Ducky keyboard, and that's it. But I've got about, I think, 3 or 4 of these. I just buy lots of stuff that I think I need and I might not need it. And to tell you the truth, since I've gone digital, I need a lot less. Alright, you don't need to hear all of this, but what I'm going to do now, my pledge to you, is I'm going to clean up everything in this room, and by the time you see it next, it's going to be ready for streaming, ready for recording, ready for you know, blogging and YouTubing, and also it's going to have a green screen in this room. So the very next video I post will be a beautiful clean room, a green screen, lighting, the lot. So, are you ready? Wait, 3rd time's a charm. Alright, look at that, the green screen is up. I already had that fixture up there before, but now there's actually 2 green screens, one in front of the other, because the fabric's quite thin. Alright, I got my studio lights. Fancy. Well, not really. It was pretty cheap, under $100 for these studio lights. Of course, they're adjustable on the height and all of that. They go right up to the ceiling. And I like the yellow thing on there. More natural for the skin, especially at this time of year when my skin's really white. It's still the early days of spring. Alright, I'll show you the rest. I had to wait a long time to get these speakers. There'll be a video coming up in a second about that. And I did clear this off pretty good. I still have all of these leftover cables from when I got my new power supply. I bought one second hand. I thought I was real clever. It took me 3 months in the end to get a brand new one, and as soon as I turned it on, I knew I made the right choice. You can't really go wrong with these, particularly the HXI series. Yeah, it's platinum, so it has at least 80% efficiency. Actually, I think it's more like 90-something% efficiency, so you're not wasting energy on heat. Alright, that's my new graphics card, and I could only put in my new graphics card after I got my new power supply, because my original power supply just couldn't handle it. Alright, I stuck this up. It's good for when you're making videos, so I can see what I'm doing without looking at a camera. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not, it could be cleaner. These socks are here for no good reason. Laundry. Yeah, I got rid of the weights bench. I didn't use it anyway, and it just took up space that was unnecessary. I got $80 for it, so I was pretty happy. This is the new setup. I have my new graphics card, my new power supply, my new speakers. It's the same monitor. I have that nice pretty ring up there for... Actually, I leave it on during the day anyway, because if I have light shining in my eyes, they will not go out on me as quick. I noticed that when I work, especially in winter, with just the little backlight at the back of the screen, it's kind of nice, but my eyes get weaker and weaker after a few weeks. So I always have this thing on, shining light in my face, just so that my eyesight doesn't go, you know, you don't want to walk outside and get blinded by the sun. I think it's actually better for me. I've got my Seaboard Rise, which I love and will not do away with because I love it so much. I'm not loving all the updates to Bitwig right now. I don't like getting updates all the time because I always forget to put them in, and then some of my MIDI controllers don't work, and that's annoying when it happens. I like it when everything works all the time. Just turn it on and go. Alright, I haven't done anything with the mic, but I still have it here. It will be incorporated. And yeah, basically I just stuck stuff on shelves. So the floor's pretty clean. Everything's off the floor. Put a little shelf under here to charge the video camera. And that's also the internet. And I put my PC up off the ground in sort of a cage, open cage, so that I can vacuum under it and there's no cables on the floor. And it also makes me feel better. This is just a power cable to the light. You know, it's just a nicer, I mean, it's not a wonderful work environment. I mean, look how old that carpet is. But it's much nicer now. I love my new speakers. The near-field monitors. And I don't really have the luxury of bringing the speakers 1/3 into the room, in case anyone wanted to comment on that. Here's my little soldering station, and you know, for cutting and pasting things, which is handy. But like I said, I haven't really cleaned up. This is going to be the general state of what it looks like all the time. I just need to get rid of these cable extensions for the PC, and everything will look pretty clean. So once everything's clean, all of a sudden it's much easier to get your work done. I find that when there's no distraction, you know, you come in with your coffee or your glass of water or whatever, and I'd turn on the PC early, start the coffee, come back when everything's all loaded up. It still takes forever, and then I can sit down and do something. And for everything about music that people want to talk about, it's only the doing of things that's interesting. You know, like discussing what EQ to use and when to put a high-pass filter on something. You know, a lot of it's purely academic. It's only when you actually use these tips, tricks, lessons, things that you've learned over the years, that's when you're doing real audio engineering. That's when you're really mixing, that's when you're really producing, is when you're actually doing something. You know, people get bogged down with, you know, like, what chair should I use in the studio? You know, like, what sort of keyboard do I need? This is actually a gaming keyboard, so even my PC is a gaming PC. I love my trackball. Other people don't love it. But you see, I even made a separate sort of existence for my trackball. It's very ergonomic. It's just perfect for me. Check it out. Where the handle of the seat is. Can you see that? Oh no, you can't. Alright, where the handle of the seat is and where my hand is, it's just perfect. You got that straight line, so you never get any kind of carpal tunnel happening. And you can do anything on the screen. I can reach the whole screen with one finger, all the way across both sides, just with one finger, not even taking it off the mouse. I really highly recommend the trackball, the Kensington trackball. This is the slim blade. There's a traditional, there's an older one that's a bit fatter, and you see that in a lot of old film clips and things, especially old hip-hop clips in the studios. This is a slim blade, exactly the same thing, but a bit slimmer. It's literally just a ball that you move around. I, of course, would insist in getting one of these little gel things for your wrist. But once you start using a trackball, you never have to pick up the mouse and smack it down. It's silent. Listen. Of course. It makes a little sound when you're scrolling and stuff, but I like that. Again, you know, like, I just kept it simple. I really had my heart set on an MPC X. X series for extreme. But I didn't, I can't afford to spend 2,000 euros on anything. Not this year, not next year. So I just did whatever's the minimum. Yeah, this is minimalism. If you just want to put beats down, you can still change the program, have a few different banks of sounds, and then just play them. You don't need to have the whole MPC. This was cheap as chips. I think I paid like 30, maybe 40 euros for it. And I think even 50 euros is like the normal price for it new anyway. So, you know, you can minimize some of the costs. I like to smack the beat in, even the hats and the claps and everything, crashes. I like to do it by hand, and then later just fix them up on the screen. I'm editing video right now, and in fact the video that I'm editing right now is the video that this is going to end up on. So, you know, I have one more thing to get. I've got my instrument to put in beats. I've got my MIDI instrument to put in keys, and very interesting ones at that. I have my excellent professional grade headphones. Even Joe Rogan wears them. And if Joe Rogan wears them, then other people wear them. Yeah, these Sonys are around about $100. And I do highly recommend them as reference headphones, especially if you don't have reference monitors. You can use your normal speakers, like these bad boys, the magnets. Use them, listen to your music, play music, enjoy your music, and time to time jump on these headphones and listen to the mix, because you'll hear it for what it really is, how the bass really sounds, how the vocals really come out on the speakers. And that's also why I bought these. You'll notice the ribbon tweeters at this price range, just under 500 bucks. At this price range, it's the very best speaker I could buy that's powered with ribbon tweeters to decrease ear fatigue over long periods. I generally sit in here from about 8 or 9 in the morning till at least 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So like a proper work day, you know, because I don't have a real job. This is what I do. So I want to have a pair of speakers that aren't going to shred my ears like the Yamahas do. I know everyone likes the Yamaha speakers, and Yamaha is very, very good, and they are top reference monitors. Even from time to time, I think it would be nice. But if you have to listen to something long term, I mean all day, all night, you don't want to shred your ears with the top end. This is the last thing that has to change. This is very, very kind, or has been kindly donated to me by my mate Sean, who lives in the Netherlands now. And I love it, and it's the only way I can make music for the last 2 years, I think, nearly 2 years. I've been using this as my sound card since I got rid of my mixer, because I needed the money. This will be the next thing that changes. I'm going to get the what's it called, the Babyface Pro FS, and that will bump up my quality, or the general quality of mixing and sound, because of the preamps in there are very nice, and I'll be able to use Waves plugins with it, as well as I'll be able to broadcast and stream through the Babyface Pro FS. This one up here at the moment, the Roland Rubix 22, it's not really a powerhouse. It's not built for live streams and you know, sort of being dynamic with ins and outs and looping back, or even sending more than just a stereo out. It's a very, very good unit, and I do like it, but it's reached the end of its usefulness with me, because now I need more outs, more options, and more modern audio digital converters, or analog to digital converters. I really looked hard and long at the was it United Audio? UA, yeah, and wanted to buy their stuff, really wanted to, but their processors are over 10 years old, and in this market, in this game, in this day and age, with live streams, with digital sound the way it is, and how demanding it is, you know, with the software that we're using, I really want to buy the very best sound card. And I really believe for Apple users, you should go and buy the United Audio stuff. It's the best. It's probably the best. I wouldn't question it. I've looked at a lot of videos, but it doesn't work with PC. So if you're a PC user like myself, then just do this thing, you know. Get yourself a Babyface Pro FS. They're around about $500. That's why, again, I'm going to have to wait months before I can get one. But worth every penny. If your sound card is the best you can afford, and your headphones are the best that you can afford, for $100, that's fine, then I think that you're already on your way to hearing what you're doing properly. You don't have to have the best of everything, but I also admit, if you use a laptop, it's a lot harder to get good laptops that aren't expensive. With PCs, you could turn almost any gaming PC into a music recording or video editing PC, because PCs are already designed to have video cards in them for 3D graphics and for computer games. So if you combine that with your video editing, and you have a very nice sound card for your sound that you're recording and making, and using MIDI and all that kind of stuff, then you don't really need much else. Of course, you need this thing. You need ideas, you need things in your head that are worth pursuing. But certainly at the end of the day, minimalism for me is working. A bit more minimalism might be to clean up a bit more. I got a very nice drawing that's 45 years old. You know, I could clean up this desk a bit more today, I guess. But this is the general state of things now. The floor's always clean. The carpet is 40 years old as well, so that's unavoidable right now. I've got my list of things to do, and then I just get down and I do them. Alright, thanks for listening today. All I was talking about, it's been a long video, but all I was talking about was how can you reduce the distance between wanting to do something and doing something. Rule number one is clean the place up. Jordan Peterson would agree with me. Clean your room. Actually, I think he says put your house in order. So if you put your house in order, then you absolutely... I love this blue. Anyway, if you put your house in order, things are just easier for you, and you do things faster and get them finished faster. So if that's the one tip I can give, it's clean your place up. This took me months, only because I needed to get my power supply, and only after I got my power supply could I connect my video card. It's been 3 months since I made that first video. Alright, John Green, more bass, workspace. This is the workspace. The more bass workspace. Not much here, it's quite minimal, but I tell you, once I sit down and enjoy my, get into the vibe, I can be here for hours and hours and hours, which I am, every day. So tune in. Every Tuesday, 3 o'clock, I'm dropping something that's royalty free. Every Friday, I'm dropping something that's original, more bass, John Green style. I also want to give my special thanks to, I don't know if I can pronounce these correctly, Owima, oh sorry, that's the last name, Akatia Owima, and Stephen Weller for donating. These people have donated, And Julie Pitts also put in a very big donation, a very generous donation to this channel. So thank you very much. If anyone else wants to donate, I really do appreciate it. It helps me doing what I'm doing. And it also means that you can use my music for free. Not the more bass, but the other stuff. I make royalty-free music every week. So you can use that for whatever you want. Your video backgrounds, you can jack the beats, you can slice them, dice them, loop them, whatever you want. Alright, so see you later. Keep your beats rolling. I don't have a catchphrase, but I'll have to think of one. See ya.